Dawn on the African savanna is defined by the search for energy. Survival at this primary level requires a constant, desperate pursuit of calories. For herbivores, waking up marks the transition into a state of high-alert defense. Every movement in the grass is scanned for the threat of a predator. To survive the morning, different species form tactical alliances. Impalas utilize a sharp sense of smell to detect predators in the brush, while baboons monitor the horizon from elevated branches. Together, they form a dual radar system that eliminates blind spots. This morning calm is a highly coordinated standoff. A single lapse in attention results in death. In the Amazon basin, the morning sun hits a canopy that stretches across 2 million square miles. The foundation of this ecosystem operates out of sight. Millions of leaf-cutter ants function as an underground agricultural empire, cultivating the fungi that sustains their massive colonies. In the rivers, piranhas act as the vital sanitation crew. By consuming carcasses, they purge the waterways of decay and prevent disease from collapsing the river system. When ants cycle tons of soil and piranhas keep the water healthy, they create the stability required for larger life to thrive. The survival of the jaguar depends entirely on this foundational, unseen labor. By midday on the plains, thousands of potential prey migrate under the peak heat of the sun. Extracting calories from these massive herds requires specific tactical strategies. A lioness utilizes coordinated, explosive ambushes over short distances to isolate a single, weak target and cut off its escape. African painted wolves and spotted hyenas rely on a different philosophy. They charge directly into the open and employ endurance hunting, simply outlasting their targets over long distances. These high-speed pursuits exact a severe biological tax. A cheetah expends so much energy during a sprint that it is left physically exhausted and vulnerable immediately after a kill. Success on the open plain relies on matching a specific biological capability to the immediate demands of the environment. Securing a kill is only the first half of the struggle. Defending those calories from opportunistic thieves requires a secondary expenditure of energy. A single abandoned fish carcass on a riverbank triggers a Drengern resource dispute. A golden jackal will aggressively defend its find against sea eagles, engaging in a physical clash of talons and teeth to protect the protein. Often, sheer numbers and rank dictate the feeding order. A clan of hyenas can swarm an exhausted cheetah, stealing its hard-earned meal through intimidation alone. Scavenging is an aggressive, strategic component of the food chain, demanding its own unique physical adaptations. By late afternoon on the Amazon riverbanks, a three-way power struggle unfolds at the top of the food chain. This map visualizes opposing forces. The black caiman relies on a crushing bite, while the anaconda uses constriction to trigger circulatory arrest. But the jaguar dominates both. Its skull-piercing bite and amphibious adaptability allow it to hunt these armored reptiles in their own environment. Apex power in nature is a temporary status, heavily dependent on who holds the situational advantage. The setting sun strips day creatures of their defensive advantages, ceding control to nocturnal predators. Behind big cat retinas lies the tapetum lucidum. This biological night vision weapon acts as a living mirror, reflecting faint light to amplify vision. This optical adaptation turns the canopy into a one-sided ambush zone. Prey are often caught before they are even aware a predator is present. Darkness in the wild unleashes the most specialized and lethal biological adaptations on the planet. The need for calories drives massive ecosystem engineers to constantly migrate. African elephants walk vast distances in search of vegetation, reshaping the landscape. In northern climates, seasonal scarcity forces high-energy confrontations. A brown bear must secure fat-rich salmon to prepare for the metabolic demands of winter. Regardless of size or strength, every organism pays an exhausting metabolic tax to earn the right to live another day. As a new dawn breaks over the landscape, herds begin grazing again, and the daily cycle restarts. This endless struggle for sustenance functions as a highly organized, self-sustaining architecture. Every stolen carcass, successful ambush, and defensive retreat acts as a load-bearing pillar. These individual interactions connect to keep the global ecosystem from collapsing. The majestic beauty of the natural world is dependent on this brutal, perfect balance of survival.